That's the hardest thing, man. Is that social media. I was speaking to
He's a rolling too, so
one of the boys today, and he said something to me. He goes, "Oh, you need to back down." He said something, and I was like, "What?" And he goes, "Yeah, you just need to focus on your work and not so much social media, man." And I was like, "To be honest, man, that is work now for me." Like,
I know what you mean. I'm the same. Like I was told through Believe It or Not, a podcast, that you should need to treat it like it's a job. Like, you know, you got your, you've got to do invoicing as soon as you wake up, or you check the accounts, check the thing. You need to schedule a certain amount of content,
and it's hard to actually think like that, especially as a trader. It's hard to think someone actually wants to watch or listen to what you're doing. But it's, to be honest, I don't love Macca's, but I'll eat it because it's there and it's always in your face.
Yeah, I love Macca's.
So
that's my problem.
That's why I'm fit.
Yeah, I'm struggling. That's why I puff when I get upstairs. You carry the tool bag. You carry the tool, get the top of the stairs. Oh,
well, I bought that new Milwaukee one, and it was on the wheels, and it's sick. Yeah. Except you come to stairs, I'm like, oh fuck, how do I pick this up? Because you keep loading, you keep loading it up.
I went veto.
Oh
veto, yeah. Well, only because I won it in a competition online.
I haven't won anything. I haven't won anything. We did a first raffle the other week, because we're always entering the Instagram ones, and me and my wife have never won anything. And then the guy that won it was great, because he was a real small guy.
Oh yeah,
it was like, it was awesome. We're were stoked for him. I'm like, as soon as you get it, let me know. As soon as you get it, let me know.
That's like my wife. We're giving away a bit of stuff we have. Like, she does like furnishes homes, things like that.
Yeah,
we're going to give away. Like, she had a nice toaster, things like that to give away. She goes, I'll give it to someone less fortunate. So she put it on one of those Facebook free sites. And this bird showed up in her Mercedes. She goes, I'm just going to get it for a second. Well, I just thought, keep a spare. And I was like, not for you.
Yeah.
It's not for you.
Yeah, sorry. It's from my butler's pantry.
No, well, it's a spare in case my other flash one breaks down and then I look like a peanut.
Yeah.
Because I've got to sit there and tell her, you're not having it, Dale.
Well, it's funny you say that, because I grew up down in Sydney, and I was speaking to a guy, and he said he used to do the milk run.
Yeah.
And he said, it's funny, you go to a flash area, and he goes, they all want to tick it up.
Yeah.
He goes, they go to a less fortunate area, they've all got the cash to pay for their milk.
It's a necessity.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. That's it. Well, fake it till you make it, some of those people.
That's why I'm hearing it.
That's what I'm doing. One day.
That's it.
One day I'll do it. Now, I listened to your podcast with Trade Tools, which was a goodie. You got a pretty interesting
life.
Well, transition to plumbing. Plumbing wasn't like something you just, lots of guys leave school, apprenticeship. I was pretty close to that. I was a year off, but then I was, apprenticeship straight away.
Yeah.
You had a very unique route.
To be honest, I think, like I was saying before about dyslexia, and that kind of I didn't want to go back to school. And that's why I kind of steered clear of a trade. And even when I was baking, I found it hard because, excuse me, the baker would go, do 24 cob loaves. And I'd be doing my 24 cob loaves, and somewhere between 24, I'm doing 42. And he turns around and goes, what are you doing? I said, I'm doing them 42. And he's like, Matt, I said 24. So I've gone and doubled it. So I kind of, it did scare me off going down the trade path, because, I just didn't want to be that guy.
Do you stuff up measurements?
All the time. And it's not even the 100 mil Harry. Like, everyone does the 100 mil Harry.
Yeah.
But mine would just be like a like not even close.
Miles out, yeah.
Because I'll say to my self in the head, like, 12.2, 12.2, 12.2, 12.2. And I'll be walking down the stairs and go, cut it 12.2. And I'll get there and I'll be like, 2.1, 2.1. And somewhere it just changes, and I'll cut and I'll go back upstairs and be like, wasn't even close.
That would make me nervous, especially when I was doing things like gutters or things like you've ordered a specific length.
Make sure you got plenty of overlap on that bad boy. I did fascia gutter for 2 years. Yeah.
With the dependent, I'm not good with that stuff.
I didn't mind, like, it was hard to learn the fascia gutter, but it was good because it's a meterage rate game.
Yeah, so you go hard.
So if you go far, and that's how I sort of got into the plumbing, was I was a plumber that went to fascia gutter, and then when I went to start my own business, I went fascia guttering in the mornings.
Yeah.
And I could have all my planks and trestles, everything set up at 5:30 on a site.
Yeah.
Just creeping around like a creep.
Yeah.
And then by the time I could start work, had all my corners cut, everything gone.
Yeah.
So I was leaving site at 9:30, 10. Done a house.
Yeah.
And everyone's, if you're running late, some of the trades are just showing up. And then I'd go home and jump in my plumbing ute and go plumbing till 8, 9 at night. So I built that. build that base.
That's that hustle, man. You can't replace that. You see a lot of guys now, they're starting out and they're home at 4 o'clock, and you see them on their socials. You see them on this, and you're like, "What are you?" I said, "Man, how are you home?"
Yeah,
I don't understand, because when I was in your position, I was out just doing something.
Grinding.
You grind, like meeting people, trying to, hustling for that thing. And I'm not saying they're not hustling. I'm just saying, like,
you still got plenty of hours left in the day.
It's still light outside. But then I think, perfect, go home.
100%.
I'll take your work.
Yeah, 100. And it's
probably the wrong mentality, but
no, you know what? There's a fine line. I don't consider myself cocky at all, but I think, and that's why you tell me if I'm wrong. Kind of pulled yourself up then, because so you didn't seem like you were cocky. But that's the right attitude. If they don't want it, I'll take it. Yeah. If they're not prepared to work that, then I'll take it. And I had a subby call me not too long ago, and he worked for me for a bit, and then he on a commercial side, and then he was a commercial plumber.
Yeah.
And he worked for me for a bit, and he wanted to stay commercial, and I didn't want to go down the commercial route. So I've sort of palmed him off to another. I kept him employed, got him another job. And then I spoke to him recently. He was going out on his own. And he goes, "Oh, look, I'll touch base with you, and if you got any subby work." I said, "Not a problem." I said, "You still doing commercials?" He said, "Yep." I said, "Still knocking off at 3?" He said, "Yep." I said, "Sweet, well, I'll book you from 3 to 8 at night."
Yeah.
Like, that's
easy.
Done. Thanks for coming. And he's like, oh, what do you mean? I was like, well, don't just jump out and go put your subby hat on and go, "I'm a subby now."
Yeah.
Stay where you're staying. When you're finished at 3, come and work for me from 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's 5 hours. And we can even, maybe I shouldn't say it, but we can even advertise it as normal rates.
Yeah.
We will be the after hours plumber that's not charging after hours rates for the lady that gets home from the office at 5, just to build your client or build my clientele, but give you an income, get your feet on the ground. Oh, I don't want to do that. And in my head, I was just like, "Fuck, dude.
Yeah.
All right, don't ever ring me."
I lose all energy in my body when I hear that. Okay, all right, man.
Don't ring me then. Okay, sweet. Good luck.
Yeah, all the best.
Go buy some new snips.
It wasn't so much not wanting to be cocky. It was more, I don't like standing on people who I know are trying.
Yeah.
And it's more just me potentially just wanting to say to them, this is what's required. Like, it's not. And fortunately, I've got a partner who understands that. She knows. She's like, "I'm not out at the bar. Yeah. I'm not out, surfing. I'm not doing any of that. But I am out working, and that's okay. And believe it or not, it still does get, testing it from time to time. Yeah. At least they know you're out there hustling for what you got to do, and you're continuing to grow and then provide for whatever. But if you're not willing to do it, boy, it's tough, man.
I don't know how. You hit the nail on the head by saying partner.
Yeah.
Because if you do have a partner, obviously in this day and age, it doesn't matter male, female, whatever.
Yeah.
As long as they understand that they're marrying the business as well. Because it's always, my wife laughs because she's like, every time it's a little old lady, you just had to help this little old lady. You just had to do this one quick little job.
Yeah.
And that's just, I think you do it or you don't do it.
Yeah.
You're that way inclined that it's not the money, it's just someone called you, so you say yes.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter what you charge. I know my old boss, he was the same, and he's too reasonably priced. Like when I went out on my own, I had to sort of say, "Hey, man, like you look at this is where everyone is on today's level. Rise your prices a little bit. Like you don't." And he's like, "Oh yeah, but this lady, I've plumbed her for 40 years." I said, "Yeah, but she still doesn't pay the same money she paid for the milk 40 years ago or her fill years ago, and you don't pay that. Everything you've paid has gone up. It's got to rise with it."
It's a difficult stigma.
Yeah,
not just trade charge out rates.
Yeah,
like I saw a snippet, you might have seen it. I think Master Plumbers put it out. Someone put it out, and it was basically detailing all the outgoing costs, and then if you charge, say, 80 an hour, whatever, pay a plumber 30, whatever, just real generic.
Yeah.
Pricing, didn't even have vehicle costs in there. It was like you end up with $14 an hour.
Oh,
so I showed the boys. I said, "Look, like, don't think that I'm cruising here.
I'm sitting in my Lambo.
Oh, man. I said, some days, and I said, not, and then we had a couple of your callbacks in there. Then what happens? And so the people have this false narrative of a plumber charges this much, and they're driving around in the flasher sheds and everything like that. But then I say to my wife, I've got a nice vehicle, but then I'm not going to turn up in a piece of shit because then I don't look professional. So it's a double-edged sword. It's like, I feel like saying to some people, what do you want me to do? Do you want me to hitchhike here?
Yeah. Well, we did the same when you've seen our cars on the road. Like I try and wrap them all, wrap my wife's car, wrap my car. And we did the same sort of thing. I sort of sat down, I thought, especially when I got the new Wild Track, and it's expensive.
Yeah.
I don't own it.
No.
I don't. I didn't just go and pay cash for it.
That's the assumption.
Yeah, and the thing is, like you said, do you show up in a beater and go, I'm not professional, I can't afford to do anything, and I drive around an old beater.
Professionalism doesn't matter to me.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And I had a call yesterday. No, the day before. What's today? So Monday.
Yeah.
And it was about a gas job, and the guy rings me and said, we need it done now. And I said, well, we explained the job. I said, well, it's not a small job, like it's a full gas roughie. And I said, we need to get your megajule rating, we need a pipe size, have you got your appliance? I don't know what appliance I was putting in. I said, well, you're not getting it done today. And I said, and if you ring someone and they say they can come and do that job for you today, then one, they're not very good because they're not busy, and two, they haven't asked you all the questions. You don't have the right megajule ratings for us to pipe size it properly. So, and his attitude was, well, I need it done.
Right on, mate.
Okay. See you later.
Yeah.
But
you get those people. It's very, very frustrating. But then at a point you just make peace with that person's gone. And
it's funny. So I was one of the tilers I use, because we do a lot of we just opened a bathroom renovation company, which a lot of people don't know yet. We're keeping that one on the back burner.
I won't tell anyone.
Shh. Yeah. Until we got some content, because we found ourselves just doing so much bathroom work.
Yeah.
Like ridiculous.
And they always ask, oh, do you know a good tiler? Do you know a good builder?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And to be honest, I like it. I love that style of work. It's me to a T, because people save for that bathroom.
Yeah.
They're excited for that bathroom.
Yeah.
They doesn't matter if you're charging 10, 15, 20 grand. They want to give you the money.
Yeah.
Like, because they're excited. It's their toy. It's not like I got a block drain at $300. What? I didn't expect that.
Yeah.
What do I see? Nothing. That's the good thing.
Yeah.
You're not seeing anything.
Yeah.
I don't know where I was going with that. Oh,
bathroom renos. You started a new.
So the Tyler. Oh yeah, so I was talking to the tiler, and I've branched out. I use 2 tilers.
Yeah.
And I said to the one tiler, I said, you need, if you only want to, I've had to branch out and use the 2 of you, because one of you can't keep up with the supply and demand.
Yeah.
So I need to use the other one. And if you both can't keep up, and I'm not going to wait, I'll get someone else. Like, put more guys on.
Yeah, it's just what has to happen.
And he goes, oh, well, I don't want to put more guys on, because last time, like a few years ago, because I've used him for a few years, and he said, if I put more guys on, there's more mistakes I've got to deal with. And I said, it's funny you say that, because I get it and I understand it. But like you said before, I've come to peace with mistakes. Yeah. Like one of my boys the other day measured a stone. We sent away, got it ordered, it came out. He got, I don't even know, it wasn't even 100 mil. He got the hole drilled off center like 87 mil. Like I don't know how he did it. So there's a $1,200 piece of stone, plus the boys, 2 guys spent a couple of hours installing it. Still didn't pick it up. Silicon sealed it, set it, the works, hooked all the plumbing up. Sent the photos through. I picked it up on the photos on the service, mate, and went, why is that tap and bowl not center? Oh shit, yeah, it's not. So everything said and done, there's $2,000 wasted.
Yeah.
Me 5 years ago, I would have been pulling my hair out, because you think, well, that's a barley trip, or that's this, or that's that. But in all honesty, if I didn't have those guys to make more money, I wouldn't have been in the position to be able to lose that as well.
Yeah, so that's a positive way of putting
it. It sucks, but what do you do?
Well, there's only so mad you can get.
Oh,
and then you're like, well,
I don't know who said it. I don't know if it was a saying, but it was, if you hold onto a hot rock trying to throw it at someone else, you're only going to burn yourself.
Yeah, it's a good one.
And I found myself, I'll get angry and I'll be like, doesn't matter what I do. Like, it's just making me angry. So whatever, dude.
Yeah. Use this as a lesson.
And then when I ring him on Friday afternoon, I say, hey, you got to work tomorrow. And he's like, oh, what I was going to ask, man, you stuffed up this tone. I don't care. You got to work tomorrow. No, I don't feel bad.
No, I don't feel bad at all. You boys want to save for a house, you want to save for your things. That's brutal too. There's no going back from that. So Tyler's sitting there going, I don't want to step up to that next level, but it's like, well, then don't be upset if I have to use other people.
Yeah, exactly. And to be honest, we had a bit of a chat about it, and I get what he was saying, and I sort of understand it. And I listened to a YouTube thing when I was at a gym most mornings, and I was listening to a YouTube thing then, which, to be honest, I didn't know what podcasts were. So now I'll probably start changing what I listen to. And I don't remember who it was, but it was obviously a business guy, and he was at a conference, and he was talking, and he said, this lawyer got up and she said, how do I get better staff? I've had my highest 20 people employed. No one can. I keep sacking them because they can't give me what I want. And he said, you're gonna hate this, but the problem's you.
Yeah. And
she's like, well, what do you mean? He goes, so you've got your 20 staff and they're delivering 80%, and your clients and everyone's happy with that 80%, but you want 100%.
Yeah.
And she's like, yeah. So they'll make mistakes and they'll, doing what they do, but they're only giving you 80%. So you sack them all because they're not giving you 100%. So realistically, you now go and work for yourself, and always deliver 100%.
Yeah.
But then you always have to be at work. You always have to be there to make that money.
It's give and take.
And you need to, if you're charging these guys out at $50 an hour and you got 20 of them, and you're only paying them 20, you're still making a hell of a lot of money.
Yeah.
Yes, there's going to be
Sounds
mistakes.
very Gary V like.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know who it was, but it was good to just make me realise that it is what it is.
Well, no one looks at, no matter who you put on or employ, they're never going to put the effort in of the person who's the business owner. And if they do that, and people work really, really hard on that, and they do the right thing for business, but there's never that personal touch where you can, and that comes with responsibility, but it also means no one's ever going to, just grab it and go, I'm treating this like it's my own, because they never will. They can't. I wouldn't be able to do it.
It's funny though. Like I said to my old boss, I went to come back to him, and I left him chasing more money, and ended up going to PNG and working on the detention centre.
Yeah.
In Papua New Guinea, building that for a year.
That'd have been interesting.
Yeah, it was interesting. And when I came back, I hit him up about going to work for him, and in my head I was like, he's getting to that, in the next sort of 4 to 5 years he's going to want to pull up stumps, so I can get into this already established business that's been running for 30 years, take my spin on it, change it, build it, and he can then be kicking back, going skiing and still making good money.
Yeah.
And I sort of said something to him, he's like, oh, no. And so I just left it and went about my own way. And I spoke to him I still speak to him. He's like, you never said that to me. No, you didn't say that. I said, well, this could be us.
Yeah. They get stuck in their own ways sometimes too.
Yeah.
I think sometimes, I had a similar opportunity in New Zealand as well, but we ended up coming over here.
Yeah.
I pulled up, and the particular guy didn't think he goes, oh man, I was beginning to think my business wasn't worth anything. I said, quite the opposite. I think it is. It's great, but for whatever reason, we just went down different avenues and didn't get a chance to go,
Well, and I think a lot of businesses too, and I'll say plumbing business because that's all I really know, is, and young guys in the industry like us, like you can see the trucks. You look at a truck and you go, okay, that's someone that's maybe not huge commercial.
Yeah.
They're still a family-run business. They still want to deliver a service, want to deliver a product. And I can see your trucks getting around. I can see iPlums. I can see the Gold Coast Plumbing Company. And I see us all on a similar playing field.
Yeah.
Because we're all want to look good. We want to sell a service. And we're in the same industry. We're not doing commercial where the guys rock up at 6, kick a ball around for 3 hours, and then it's time for smoke, and then we might hang some pipe.
I've noticed, particularly in the last couple of years at least, there's like a momentum shift when it comes to all that industry.
Yeah.
And probably social media is probably a little bit to do with that because guys are communicating a wee bit more.
Yeah.
Which is fantastic. However, it used to be, if you saw that person on the road, you're like, fuck that guy, I wonder what he's doing, I'm going to try and jag his work. You know, like, it was a real ruthless...
Yeah.
And I didn't enjoy that side of it. I thought, I don't want to be part of this crap. Like, this is just people trying to step on other people to get ahead.
Yeah.
And maybe that was... Probably a lot of that was my perception of how it was. And that's how I sort of always saw the business owner before I worked for myself. I saw that industry. But now with social media, it's like, oh man, you're behind. Hey, can you come and do this job? Or I know he's got this certain tool. I'll send him to go do... I think it's unbelievable. I love it. Like, I think it's great. And then it doesn't mean... Like, I've been to particular jobs and... Like, I'll always inquire, like a body corporate. If it's a new place I've been to, who does your... You know, you try and solicit work.
Yeah.
If I find out it's... Maybe from Shoreside or you know, other blokes, I'll be like, cool man, he's a good fella. And they're surprised. They're like, oh.
Well, I went to somewhere the other day and I said the same thing. I said, who does your work now? And they're like, why? I said, I just want to make sure I'm not treading on anyone's toes.
Yeah.
They're like, what?
Yeah.
I said, well, I don't do that. Like, if they need, or I'll go and do a job for one of the boys because we do a lot of block drain work for other plumbers.
Yeah.
And you get there and unblock the drain or whatever, and they're like, oh, well, can you do this? Well, here, no, I'm sorry.
Nah, yeah.
And even the owners are like, what do you mean? I'm like, well, we're just a drain specialist. And they're like, no, you're not. Like,
I know you can do this.
You've got all the tools. I'm like, that's not our work. Like,
yeah. And that's but it takes one, you stuff that up once and it's just gone. And you know, so it's really difficult. And like I've probably done other people's work inadvertently without knowing. And you can't avoid that. But if you were ever to say, oh, hey mate, I'll be like, oh, shit, sorry man, I really genuinely didn't know.
Well, and how do you know sometimes?
Yeah, you don't.
And if I have subbies, I've got subbies that work for me, and two of them are awesome. Like he'll ring me and say, oh, they've hit me. I had this one client, I've had him for about 3.5 years, and we do every 8 months we'll go do like a bathroom reno or something for him, and he every time I've sent either a worker or a subby, and every time he's tried to pay him cash come back on the weekend, I do it every time. Can you come back on Saturday? I'll give you cash. Yeah. And the boys will be like, oh yeah, well we can book you in on a Saturday. We'll have a look, and then they'll ring me and tell me, and I'll ring. Oh, so you want the boys in Saturday? Oh, yeah. I can do it Saturday, but obviously it's going to cost you more money. Yeah. Why? Yeah. It's Saturday.
That's Saturday. No.
I said, I'm sorry, and he's like, what do you mean? I said, all tradies work Saturday. I said, we work Saturday, Sunday, 2:00 in the morning. I said, but that price has changed. Yeah. I like to be at home on my weekends.
Yeah, what do you want to do on Saturday?
100%.
That's shifty, but that's when you lose trust in that. But with that social media thing, it's that connection. It's really good. Like, it works. It means you can network with other people.
Well, I like it for the fact is in if I see you one day on your social media feed putting in water tanks, and they were huge concrete tanks, I've never done that work. Yeah. So then, you know, in 3 or 4 weeks, if I get that call up, I'm like, oh shit, Flash Plumber, can you have you got time to either do it or come and help get one of your boys with me to help me do it? Because I don't know where to start. Yeah. And I think that's the good thing about social media is seeing that, but the bad side is a lot of. I did a talk the other day about it at my kids' primary school or kindergarten about mental health, and it sort of leads down that path. Is no one knows everything. It's okay to go, don't know how to do that.
A lot of people act like they do though.
I showed a guy how to use one of our drain cleaning machines on the locator. I said, do you know? Yeah, I know how to use it. Yeah. And I watched him use it, and then Bo will tell you, because Bo knows I won't tell who it is, but Bo knows who he is, and Bo's like, mate, he located that wrong spot so many times and then tried to make up an excuse that his camera wasn't working. I was like, just ask me, I'll show you again. Yeah.
Doesn't it be like that? Don't do that to yourself. Yeah. It's okay. There's so much shit I don't know.
It's okay.
And then I look at it on social, I'm like, oh, didn't know that. That's awesome. You know, you utilise it for that, but you get the people on there that...
I think I put on ages ago about the blower in the hottie.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, just to drain it quicker. I'm like, that is awesome. Yeah. So then I did the same thing and tagged him in it, and then literally for like a week straight, I just saw heaps of them. I kept going, hey, I think you've started something. But it's just what it's about. Just learning.
Right, yeah. I do the opposite. I got a pump. Milwaukee pumps. You got one of those?
They work good. I'd suck it out from the bottom.
Unbelievable. Wouldn't leave home without it.
Those red bad boys.
Yeah. Not giving them away, but they're expensive, but they're worth it. Yeah. Just even little things like, you know, you get that, the wet vacs and that.
Well,
So there's so many tools, and I like find, because I'm not doing as much on the tools now. I'm a lot more, but now I'm like, I still want that tool, and I'm like, but you're not going to use it. You don't have a chance to use it.
Well, I found the other day, since I got the new truck and I had to go do something, I hadn't had any pipe on the new truck.
Yeah,
I had the new truck for about 6 months.
Yeah,
and then I stopped and thought, I'm like, have I really not done a job in that? Like, what have I been doing this whole time? And your day just becomes driving around, talking on the phone, booking jobs in, quoting, seeing people. You got that many guys in subby. Well, I'm not saying that many. We don't have that many, but you got 5 or 6, up to 8 guys running around doing jobs. You spend, unless they're a real good subby or a real good employee, you hear from them 5 or 6 times.
Oh yeah. Sometimes it's stuff you think,
really,
this conversation doesn't need to happen, but
just FaceTime me.
Yeah, just FaceTime. Sometimes that's the easiest way. I just can't. I've developed a really good, I think, like, ability to visualize in my head a lot more. Like
I can kill that now.
I have to stop and I have to, like, almost have to close my eyes and go, okay, yeah, I can see that.
Have you tried this? Have you tried doing this and this?
Yeah.
Oh, that works sweet.
Thinking about starting a company where I do plumbing advice over the phone.
Mate, it would work.
$10 an hour. There's a bloke who was advertising $10. Was it $10 an hour or $50 an hour? And you talk me through plumbing my house out, and you got to sit there on Skype with them. I saw it on one of the socials, thinking, what a peanut. Like, but you can guarantee someone's going to go take that and go, oh,
grab that hot feed and cross it.
No, you've stuffed it up.
I went to one like last year, a bathroom reno, and they'd had their plumber start it, all copper in the walls, all compression fitting. So I walked in, I'm like, why are you still using this guy? They're like, I don't know, he's not here anymore. I said, okay, well, we're going to have to pull all those sheets. We're going to have to pull all those sheets off. And she's like, why? And I'm like, well, you got half the bathroom not sheeted and half the bathroom sheeted. I can't continue any more plumbing until I see what's behind those walls. Yeah. And I said, I'll do the work, but these are the requirements. Anyway, so we end up pulling them off, the sheets off the wall. And the hot and cold, he'd crossed the hot and cold in the wall and joined it back up.
Awesome.
And it was only like, I just said to her, I was like, if you had have tiled this, your house would have just been lukewarm water the whole time. No hot, no cold. She's like, are you kidding me? And then when we gave her the bill, because it was hourly rate, she was like, you're 3 times the price of this guy. I said, yes, I have a license. And you have hot and cold water.
And I'm 3 times as good, so aren't you lucky? Yeah. Like, I'm 4 times as good and you got it for 3 times the price. Even better.
Bargain.
Yeah, you win. Do you find, I find, well, probably all trades all around, like you find with a subby, like you get a subby come in, they want work, you utilise them because they're really good, you keep the subbies around, but then over time they're going to generate their own work. And then you lose them to their own work. They slowly just, so it's almost like you've got a continual revolving door of subbies because they can't, if they're worth their salt, you got about a year before they're like, oh, I can do this shit easy.
I know this is I guess bad for a business head, I guess, I don't know, but
you threaten them?
Yeah, with a knife. This is my little friend. No, well, I spoke to Bo one day, and see, I work on, in my head is I want us all to be making bank. I want us all to be having fun. Someone's just got to drive the bus. Yeah. If we could all make the same money, but someone's got to drive the bus, and if that person's me driving the bus and I'm working 8 hours a week, then I should be making more money. Yeah. But I want everybody to make money with us. And I remember having the conversation with Bo one day, and I was like, you need to charge me more. Yeah. And he looked at me and he's like, what do you mean? I was like, you're an operator.
That's funny, I had the opposite one with me. It's a good, far too expensive.
I said, you're an operator and you're a plumber. I said, I can send you out with my apprentice to do a dig up. Yeah. And I know the dig up will be done right because you're there as the licensed plumber. Yeah. And my apprentice is just standing there watching to dig to make sure everything's safe. And then you can still get off and do the job. If you didn't do that and I just had you as an operator, I'd have to send a plumber out as well. Yeah. So it's costing me more money. Yeah. So there's only fair that I do pay you a bit more, but then I expect you to run the job. Yeah, I expect you to get off the machine. But you know, Bo, he would just do it anyway. Yeah. So exactly. I don't think you would keep him on the machine if you tried. But that's my train of thought going back to that revolving door is I want them to revolve. I want them to go out and be successful and build and get to the point where I can ring them and go, hey, can you send one of your boys here and fix this?
Yeah,
and the only thing, and I know this maybe sound a bit wankerish, but the only thing I expect is them to then go, yeah, I'll sort it out.
Yeah.
I'll fit you in. Not, nah, sorry, don't have time for you now.
Yeah.
If I get that kind of attitude, I kind of think, well, fuck you. But
put time into you and
that's it. I've put time into you and trained you in.
Well, it was famine for them.
That's right.
You fed them.
And in our industry, like we work a sort of a similar industry, I train my boys customer service, tricks of the trade, being nice, leaving lolly bags, all these sort of things that they see from the inside of working and go, huh, that's how he turns over what he turns over. That's why his phone's always ringing.
Yeah, yeah.
And they're going to leave and go, I'm going to try. I had one. We got we got a lot of business from this shop. Always day in day out phone calls from there. As soon as he goes out on his own, he goes straight into that shop and puts his business card in there.
That's brutal.
And I just took a photo of it and just sent it to him, and I said, if that's not biting the hand that fed you, I don't know what is.
What was his reaction?
I did. They asked me 3 times and I said yes.
Righto.
And so I just said, well, it's like if you went out on a date and you had a missus and you went out to the pub and the chick offered to give you a head and you said, nah, I got a missus. She asked you again at 10, you said, nah, I got a missus. She asked you again at 1, you go, oh, fuck it. Is it cheating or not cheating?
Good like justifying that. Oh, that she asked me like 3 times.
Oh, she asked me 3 times. And he just looked at me and I still use him. We still have a working relationship, and I believe whether it was a miscommunication or understanding by his end, or whether I overstepped the mark by cutting his hands off real quick, I don't know, but we had it out on the table and we've never had a problem since.
Yeah.
I think it was just coming out and going, oh, well, that works for him, I'll do that too.
Yeah.
And then once it was...
Maybe just naive and just got a bit of stress and thought, geez, I really need to start generating some work here. And
yeah, let's just leave it at that.
I don't know if I would have been... Righto. So bathroom, I like the bathroom renovations. It seems very, very popular at the moment. I feel a little bit like with that industry and the industry on the Gold Coast, it's booming, but only in certain pockets.
Yeah.
People, like you speak to anybody around any trade, like, oh, it's quite slow here and slow there. I'm thinking, man, I can't keep up.
Everyone's at the moment. I had a lot of phone calls this week going, hey man, are you quiet? Like, we've got nothing.
Yeah. And
in my head, we've just sold our house and bought it. Oh, it's going on the market tomorrow, so we haven't sold it, but we bought another one. Yeah. And we're renovating it before we go in, and a lot of my time's been concentrated on that. But I stopped all week. I was getting these calls and texts about everyone being slow, and I sort of stopped to look at where we were at, and I was like, I need another 3 guys.
Yeah.
Like, I still got heaps. But I think I know our pricing, we don't price ourselves out of the market. To be honest, I could probably lift our prices, but I don't. I keep them pretty generic, I guess, which I think helps us through some of those times that I guess are a bit like that. And things like bathroom renos, if the people are going to do it, they've saved for that. You know what I mean? Yeah. Or they've just got the best to do it.
Yeah, and that's a fulfilling part of it too, because you're not getting burnt when the bill comes, and they go, didn't allow for that burst hot water, didn't allow for that, and I feel I'm soft when it gets to Christmas. I start feeling worse. I'm thinking, oh man, these guys could have probably used this money elsewhere.
Well, you know what, I'm slowly starting to change my train of thought on that, because I was the same. Even today, I was at Bunnings buying something, and I nearly got bought. The guy tried to pay 3 times with 3 different credit cards, and they were all maxed out. And it was $170, and I nearly bought it. Yeah, like I was like, and I thought, if I buy this, my wife's gonna kick my ass. I better not buy it. I don't even know him. But that was my train of thought. But last Christmas, we had about 60 grand or 68 grand outstanding at Christmas time. Yeah. So coming up to Christmas, my wife sent everyone an email. They were all overdue. Yeah. Sent them all an, and we're not talking builders that have 30-day accounts and then change something on it to get them another 30 days. These are all just ma and pa's. Yeah. So we sent them all a generic email saying, hi guys, wish you Merry Christmas. Look, we're just trying to wrap up for Christmas as well. Pay up, bitch. Yeah. What we'll do is we'll pay your GST. We'll pay your 10% if you pay before Christmas. Oh, really? Yeah. That's good. Just to try and get some movement. Yeah, we're going to take a loss. We're going to take that loss, but let's just take that loss, have that money to pay all our stuff, get it. Well, we pay them anyway, but just try and start the year off a bit.
Consolidate a bit more, yeah.
Not one person took it up.
Really?
One lady did in the new year. I was like, fuck you, too late now.
Yeah.
Like,
Really?
Not one. I said to my wife, because my wife came up with it, and I was like, sweet, that's a good idea. Like, we're not into rip everyone off and make it like, let's just take that little loss and get some generators, get some cash flow back in. Not one.
There would have been different trains of thought with all of that. Like, you would have had a group of people that would have been like, stuff this guy. Like, he thinks I need the discount. I'll make him wait longer. And then people would be like going, people think like that because people just get their nose out of joint about paying a bill.
It's crazy. Yeah. Well, I said that this builder I was working with me today, nice bloke, and he didn't have much work on at the moment, so he's working on our place and he's doing a killer job.
Yeah.
Like, I'm there ripping decks out down near the pontoon, and he's like, "What are you doing with that timber? We'll rebuild it and we'll use it up here." And I'm like, about to throw it in the bin. I'm like, "No, just throw it out." He's like, "You can de-nail it and reuse it for your wall." Okay, sweet.
Yeah, let's do it.
So I said to him, "We've got this job coming up," and instead of me quoting it, I just said, "Look, what do you want to make out of this?" Explain the job to him. I said, "Tell me what you want to make for this job, because I need you there to do the tiling, the building out." Yeah. But it's a tiny little. I'll show you when we do the job. It'll be sick, but it's basically putting a toilet under a stairwell.
Yeah,
like it's
like Harry Potter attic.
Yeah, it's nearly impossible, but hopefully it works with the design we got. And he's like, "Oh, don't worry about it. You just do it and flip me whatever you want." I was like, "No, like you sitting at home," and he looked at me and goes, "Matt, I'm not that hard up."
Oh.
And I was like, "Oh fuck, I didn't mean it like that."
Yeah.
All right, I'll give you $50 and I'll charge $800.
Yeah.
Like, that happened today, and it made me sort of stop and think how I approach things. Yeah. Maybe I shouldn't be so carefree. Like, one of my subbies dropped us off. He went down the fish markets doing one of his jobs. Just this afternoon, he come back with like a shitload of prawns, and he rings me. He goes, "Got some prawns for you." So he dropped a heap of prawns off. So then I halved it and gave half to the builder. I said, "Mate, before you leave, there's a heap of prawns there." And he's like, "Really? You don't have to. You got to stop doing that. Like, I don't need it." And I'm like,
"I'm not implying that you're."
I'm not saying you're a homeless and you need it. I just.
It's the nice thing to do.
That's what I do, man. Yeah. If I've got 2 beers, we'll have one each. Yeah, so like, but
I don't know how to approach that. I don't think you can stop being who you are. You just got to go, well, if I'm a generous person and I want to try and do that, then that's their insecurity towards how they are. Yeah, or
I think the more I run my business, the more I learn about people and body language. And when I was working on cruise ships, I was 100% commission based. And so there I learned a lot about body language and sort of how to read people. And I said to one of my subbies one day, one of my employees, I said, "I want to change the way I run my business. I only want 5 plumbers. That's it.
Yeah.
I don't want to be an Oceanside. I don't want a heap of us. I want 5 guns or 4 guns and an apprentice, or 3 guns, a 4th year and a 1st year, something like that. But I want everyone to be happy, and I want everyone to make money and enjoy coming to work for us." I'd be more excited to have 5 guys that would be as happy to go fish on a weekend with each other as they would to go to work.
Like a no dickhead policy.
100%. But I said, what I want to do is, I'll show you, because you came to me and said I wanted a pay rise. All right, so I'll show you what the business makes. This is what we made this month.
Yeah.
Then this is what it costs to keep the doors open, and this is what cream was left over. We'll work out a percentage of that cream is yours.
Yeah.
Just for doing your job.
Yeah.
Sick. That's awesome. This one catch. What's that? If you put a toilet in this month and break it, and that toilet's $300, last month you would have got $800 bonus. That's $300. We take that out of the $800 before you get it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not fair. Yeah, I know it's not fair to me.
Yeah.
But I'm trying, and that he couldn't comprehend what he was getting given.
Yeah.
Like, to me, that's kissed on the dick by fairy. Like, if my old boss, I always worked hard to please whoever I work for, and that's the one thing, to be honest, I miss about having a business is if I do a really, really good job, no one goes, "Hey, good job.
Yeah.
And I know it sounds shit. Like, I know it sounds really...
No, I know what you mean. It's not...
It sounds shit, but I make an effort to try and often text my boys and be like, hey, boys, thanks for today. You did a good job. Or, fuck, that was shit. Like, why'd you just do that? But at least you got the rest of that finished. That was really, really good.
Yeah.
Like, I try and make that conscious effort to do those sorts of things because I enjoyed it.
You got to have your own agendas or your own fulfillment.
Yeah.
Within it to try, because it can be unforgiving.
And
you work all day and you make good money and you come home, why are we so late? Oh, just because... Just was.
When we're doing the 7-Eleven, and we had every 7-Eleven from Kira to Noosa to Toowoomba.
It's nice.
And I would work all day. I'd come home and I'd get in the office and the phone would ring to go to Brisbane and do a block train.
Yeah.
Jump in the car and drive to Brisbane. And it happened a few times. Happened once where 3 times in the same night I just got back to the Gold Coast.
Yeah.
Call around, go back up to Brisbane. One of them, they were next door to each other.
Oh.
I'm like, you're kidding me, aren't you? And even my mates go, oh, why are you doing this? Like, that's just stupid. Like, the hours you're doing is absolutely ridiculous. And to be honest, it got to the point where I was probably getting a bit stupid. But I'm not doing that kind of hours now, and it really kind of gave us a boost in the business and sort of gave...
Those are good... Yeah, those are good contracts to get when you can rely on them a little bit more and...
Well, didn't matter what else came. If nothing else came in, I know that just those contracts we could run the business.
Yeah.
So everything else that came in besides that was just cream. So then it was.
So you're a little bit less on it now. Do you think this is something you'll do for a long time? This business. This is something you'll do for a long time.
There'd be 2 things I would do with the business: get it to a point where you're threatening enough for Oceanside or someone to go here.
Yeah.
Get out of our territory, we'll pay you this, and I'll go, okay, see you later.
Yeah.
I'll take your money, I'm out.
Yeah.
Or just get it to a substantial size, like just my 5 guys, and have them do the similar sort of work and have them all faultless, all making good money. And even if it got to the point where one of them was a supervisor, I was back here, what I made dropped so I could rise all their pay up. And I was just cruising.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to be doing 80 hours a week in 10 years. Like, we've been going for 5 years now. And to be honest, the first 2 years I was doing 68 hours a week and broke as.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't until I started to put my balls on the line and employ people and chase, and then employ more people and chase, then the money starts coming in.
That's a scary... I probably waited maybe a year too late.
Yeah.
To do it.
Yeah.
Burnt the candle at both ends, because you just think, I don't know if I have the money to pay this person.
Yeah.
But that comes. It's there. It's just, you just got to have a bit of now. And it was more for me, I took on the responsibility of that person.
Yeah.
Like, I thought, okay, now I'm responsible for this person's food on this person's table.
And their family.
Yeah. And that gave me the heebie-jeebies, you know. Like, I'm the nard about it for a long time. Obviously pulled the trigger on it and it worked and it's great and it works really, really well.
But it just goes to show you're not an asshole.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
I come across that way sometimes to some people.
I've heard that by us both. Nah. I actually said that I was driving here and I rang him like, babe, what's Flush Plumbing's name again? He goes, what? He goes, you didn't know his name? I said, no, what's his name? I was just got in the phone, Flush Plumbing.
Bo could have stitched you up.
Yeah, he could have.
Stitched me up.
Dick.
Yeah. Nah, that's it. But it's just, I know what you mean. It's just trying to do the right thing by people and sort of bunk that stigma of that a tradie shows up, leaves a mess, and you never hear from them again, or they never answer their phone.
And I think it's not.
I can see how you don't want to answer your phone. I just sometimes I look at it and just think, just my father could throw this thing.
Especially when you know who it is.
Yeah.
And you know you're going to spend half an hour talking about something that's not really your problem or your issue.
Not relevant.
Yes, Mrs. Jones.
Yeah.
The cat's where? Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck. But that's just part and parcel of it.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
I know
become very good on your phone.
My wife said to me the other 3 months ago, she goes, give me your phone. And she's playing around it and she put that app on that, I don't know if she put it on or if it's already on the phone, I don't know, but it says your text and talk time.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And then the next day she took the phone off me at night and she goes, do you know how long you're on the phone today? was like, no. She goes, you were on the phone for 6.5 hours. I was like, you're kidding me. She goes, how do you get any work done? I'm like, this.
Yeah.
And she's like, you're kidding me. And there was something stupid, like 72 texts.
Yeah.
And we try and do days in the office. And she goes, just go to work. She goes, every time you're actually in the office, she goes, you spend the whole time standing at the front talking on the phone.
Yeah, yeah.
And
I get that. You get that on jobs when you're trying to actually work. The phone will ring you. I've got to step out, and then you feel bad because it was chargeable. You're going, well, she's going to be looking at me thinking, I'm not paying this bloke to be on his phone for the 40 minutes he was on his phone for the hour he was here.
Well, I had a lady say that to me, and she said, because it was hourly, it was doing charges. She goes, you're on the phone for 15 minutes while you're here. I'm expecting that off the bill. Okay. And I know we'd spoken about 5 or 6 times that week. So I went back out of the car, wrote up her invoice, went through my phone, found all her calls, her times. Yeah. And I went back in and I said, well, your 15 minutes that was on, I said, we had over 32 minutes of talk time this week that I was on somebody else's job. So do I discount you the 15 and charge you 30? Yeah. Or what do I do? And she looked at me like I was an asshole. And I was trying to be nice about it, but I'm like, well...
There's no way of being nice about that.
Yeah, but we're running a business, and I understand what you're saying. And if I was on the phone for an hour, I get it. Yeah. 100%. But our other option, and unfortunately for her, our other option is I have someone in an office answering the phone, and I'm not $80 an hour, I'm $92 now. Yeah. Because I've got to pay her to answer the phone. I mean, they don't see
back to that not understanding thing as well. And you got to try and it's so tough.
Yeah,
I don't. There's no good answer to it. You're never going to please anybody, and as long as you do the right thing and try your best, that's all you can do. There's no good way of going about it.
No,
everybody, every trade, every industry deals with it.
Yeah,
has with it, deals with it.
Well, I had one client, and he said to me, he goes, send me the material. I've had heaps, but one of them sticks. He said, send me the material breakdown. So I sent it to him, and I know he doesn't know what he's looking at. Yeah. Because I look at the material breakdown, and I don't even know the Reese names of it. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like the proper names, I'm like, what the hell's that thing?
Yeah. I'm assuming they used it.
Yeah. And he rings me back and goes, you've charged me for 10 clips, and I can only count 8. And I'm like, are you serious? Like
30-cent clips and
are you serious right now? I'm surely there's something else you could find. Yeah. And I said, well, are they not behind the wall or in your roof? I don't know. Okay, I will resend you the bill and I'll take the 2 clips off. Minus 15 cents.
Well, they price it up at Bunnings. They go, I can get it cheaper. I said, don't know about that.
Yep.
But if you get the same quality.
Well, I had a lady do that to me, and she said, just checking your boys are coming tomorrow. I said, yep. And she goes, okay, well, when you were here last week, you guys went off to Reese twice, which I had to pay for, which I'm not really impressed about. And I said, look, that's totally understandable. I said, look, we can't carry everything on the truck. We try to. Yeah. I have no reason why they went twice, but, I'm not going to get up them for going twice. We needed to get it. Okay, well, I'm going to go to Bunnings now and get everything for tomorrow so we won't have this issue again. Can you send me a list of what I need? And I'm thinking, you cracker? So I sat down and wrote her a list. And
you did?
Yeah, and I texted her. And she's ringing me at Bunnings going, what's this and what's that and what's a flex hose? And I just, I was trying
hours there.
I was trying not to laugh. I said, if you just go to the plumbing section, there'll be a guy there. Just ask him, he'll show it to you. And then she rang me about 20 minutes later. She goes, I think it's best that you guys just go get it in the morning. Like, this is just silly. I said, I could have told you that. Yeah. And I said, to be honest, I won't do it, but I could have billed you for my time writing the list out. Yeah. Because that's still my knowledge you're paying. Like, you got to understand, it's my knowledge you're paying for. You're not paying me to do the job. You're paying me for the 10 years it took me to do the job in that amount of time. Yeah. Like, that's my experience. That's what you're paying for. Yeah. And that's why
a few little quotes out like that, like about the bloke who charges $10,000 for fixing a machine, and all it took was one bolt. You charged him, $9,999 for the knowledge to do it, and $1 for the bolt.
Yeah. And it's, you know what? It's true. Yeah. But that's why I think it's hard sometimes with some of the bigger companies that, and this is where I look in business. I guess if I wanted to be smarter, I could go bigger and put a business hat on and really drive. Yeah. But there's a part of me that I can't still release the fact that it's the business is my baby and I want to deliver a good service. I care what people think.
Yeah.
And I see some of the bigger businesses, and not naming them, but they might have some really great plumbers, but you see some absolute rubbish show up.
Yeah.
And I remember
volume.
Yeah, and I remember going to one and I just thought to myself, why did they do it like that? And I didn't say it like, I didn't slam them.
Yeah.
I just looked at it and went, I would sack my guy if he did that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I guess I'm a little bit of a sook when I think, like, I don't want people to talk about myself or my business like that. I do care what people think, you know? So I guess there's that fine line. Do you go big and go,
yeah,
volume, fuck it? Or do you stay small and still?
That'd be difficult because then you're sort of you're just a face, you know, like, yeah. But there's nothing saying you can't go big and be like that. That
will be I think the ultimate test, like, to do that and still have that attitude that every employee comes, or not every, but even the employees that don't like you go, I can see why he does what he does.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? I worked for this one guy when I was on cattle stations and I thought he was a dick. I was like, this boss is an absolute dick. Because we clashed, but now that I don't work for him, I look at the way he run it. He was fine.
Yeah,
we just clashed a little bit, and
so he put a business hat on. We see what he was doing, or see it from a different perspective.
Yeah, once I changed my hat, I was like, I get it.
Yeah,
but I had to change that hat. If I never changed that hat, maybe I'd always think he's a dick.
we had guys like that on a drilling rig I worked on.
Yeah,
out west, and they used to bring these Canadian drillers and fly them in.
Oh yeah,
and one of them was the worst. He was the worst, and everyone knew about it too. And he was on my rig as well. He was the worst. And I remember we had a meeting and he wasn't there. He'd gone away, and the big rig manager said, "I was like, need to get rid of him. Need to get rid of him." And he said to him, "We've got 4 drillers that we all use." I said, and he said, "He's the only one that's bad. What do you guys think of the other blokes?" "Oh, they're awesome." "Yeah, but you need him to know that these guys are awesome." He's like the I don't know what you call it. He's like the
true point.
Not the canary in the coal mine, or that's the wrong word. But he's the one. He's the test. He's the if you can put up with this dick, you can. Yeah, you'll be fine. These other guys are good, and they probably would just. We just love them because they weren't him.
Because he was a dick.
So you almost got to leave
How
this little.
This guy?
Yeah, I know. You got to leave this asshole inside. It's like a little mole. Just leave him in there. Leave him in there, and piss everybody off, and ruffle feathers, and then you look great.
You're going to rig 4. Fuck, all right, sorry, I won't do that again.
Yeah, I got to put up with that bloke. And he was only he was a little fella too. Poor bugger.
Even worse.
Yeah, I know. So you able to get out in the boat now? No, you got the boat now. Is that even better now? You got the.
Well, we got the new place. We haven't moved in yet, but just
you park it out the front
on the pontoon.
All right.
So we'll just straight in the water. See it later. It's not there yet. Like it's out the front of my house, but we haven't set the pontoon up right. But we're sort of changing the whole design of the backyard to make it a little bit more kid friendly and just an entertaining area.
How old are your kids?
Got a 4-year-old and a 9-month-old girl.
Oh,
4-year-old boy and a 9-month-old girl.
Good mix. That's it.
Snipped up, mate. Snipped up. Went in, said
no more.
See you later. Sign me up.
Yeah.
To be honest, I love them. I'm not like I work that much. I work that much. It is so hard to be. I walk through the door. I'm still on the phone. Like I've really got to try and make a conscious effort to sit down and interact.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I end up going, get off me. Yep.
Yeah.
And I spend the whole time shaking my kids off my leg and trying to talk on the phone, which it's not nice for them.
It's awful. It's an awful feeling.
You know, and you kind of feel shit, but you're trying to either close a deal or organise something or set something up.
Yeah.
And we get a lot of our work because you call me, I'll go.
Yeah.
You call me, I'll sort something out.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter what it is. I have people call me all the time. Have you got a tiler? Have you got a sparky? Do you know a builder?
Yeah.
I need to get this. And I kind of work myself into be that guy.
Yeah.
But it's hard when you don't want to be that guy.
Yeah. It's hard when you're over and you're over
when it's time to sit down and chill. But at the same time, like, we wouldn't be in the position we're in without, you know, obviously the support of our families and then also doing what we do to make that bank. Because it is scary. Like, we look at, like, the mortgage we've just gone into for the new house and
break your heart, eh?
Like, you just go, like, it's, I see it as good debt because that's where we'll be one day. One day we'll own it, you know. But if you don't even when I started the business, I had a mate. I thought this to myself, and I said this to my mate who just started his own rigging business. And we're talking. I said, mate, what's the worst that can happen?
Yeah.
What? Let's say you take 20 grand and you set this business up. What's the worst that happen? You lose 20 grand?
Yeah.
Who cares? Go back and work for someone, lose 20 grand, and you'll know in your head that you couldn't do it. It wasn't for you. You didn't like it. Time wasn't right. Whatever the case may be, you know. You're shit. You're a shit businessman. You're shit at it. You're better off working for someone. Then you can go back and be a really good foreman.
You scratch that itch sometimes. If you think,
but then
same with employing people, you think, right, I'm just going to do it. Because I had loads of people saying, no, just like working on my own, don't have to worry about anybody else. And I thought, that does sound really good. And then, but I'm like, no, I have to do it because I can't just assume that I'm going to feel the same way about it as they did.
Yeah.
Because I see myself similar mannerisms, or not mannerisms, similar,
ways,
personality or the way you can talk to people, all that. But I'm like, I just don't. But you never know who burnt them. You never know how poorly they ran things. You never know how poorly they employed. They might have employed absolute,
Well, and I found myself
nuts.
like I got a bad back and it flared up today. I was fucked. I could hardly walk. Like I was walking around like a cripple, and it really made me think that if I shouldn't really think like that, but I was driving and thinking, well, if I crashed the car and lost my legs coming here tonight, I can still make good money and run a business and not be on the tools.
Yeah.
And because I've put the position in a place where my kids will still be able to go to school, have a roof over their head.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter what, unless I'm dead, then they'll probably, life insurance, that'll be sweet anyway.
You set it up well.
So that's kind of my thought process is I don't, my old boss, who I look up to hugely, he still digs faster than me. He still goes hammer and tongs. Yeah. And I look at him and go, I'm exhausted watching you, dude. I don't want to go that hard anymore. Yeah. I don't want to do that anymore. Like, let someone else do that.
Yeah.
I'll organise it and someone else can do that. And I never used to be that guy. I was always the guy, I'll get in and do it.
Yeah, yeah.
But the more I find myself stepping back here and driving that bus, the more money's coming in.
But also, if you're digging, you're putting manual labour along with mental labour.
Yeah.
And really cooking yourself, because it's very mentally struggle. It's a real mental struggle sometimes to.
That's the first time I've actually heard even brought up as mental labour.
Yeah.
And mate, you hit it on the head.
Yeah.
Like some days I will not pick up a tool or put my boots on, and I'll go to bed and go, I'm fucked.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, because we're doing our house, we had builders, tilers, waterproofers, shit going everywhere. I had 5 to 6 guys running around jobs. They're all calling me. I had new jobs coming in, and I got home to my wife, and I just said, I feel like I'm Stretch Armstrong, and I've just been pulled in so many directions. I got home, my wife said something. I said, "What do you want?"
Yeah,
and she looked at me like, "Calm down, cranky man."
Yeah, I
was like, "I'm sorry," because it was just all day. It was just, this is insane.
I do get the drain. It's brutal because like the computer screen, looking at it,
and just sometimes trying to, and you'll find it going back to talking about body language, and the way people are, like the category they fall into, you try and mold to them, to mirror image them, act like them, and understand what they want as a client. But then you find yourself changing that many hats all the time, and you're taking all these. I take everyone's emotion on board.
Yeah.
I remember speaking to a lady, and she got. We installed the toilet, and the boys made a mistake, and it was 100% our mistake. It was 100% our fault. And she rang up, absolutely angry at first, like yelling at me. And I was like, "Okay, well, just calm down. What's going on?" And she sort of, I made her speak it out to me, the problem.
Yeah. And
it was fuck all. I was like, "Well, that's okay. Just turn the water off here." So she did. I said, it will cause no damage. There's a little bit of water on the floor because they haven't pushed the toilet back far enough, or they've cut the pan collar too short. I'll send one of the boys back around in the morning and we'll fix it. It's not but you don't understand, I'm stressed. Yeah, but it's
just giving you a solution.
I'm not talking about your mental struggle in life. I'm talking about fixing your toilet. And that's what you become. You become, this one problem is their outlet.
Yeah.
Which I find a lot, that especially if it's new builds,
Or you're the straw that broke the camel's back. You know, and
perfect.
You're copping it.
Perfect. And you sit there and you've got to really lay it out. So this whole, even some of the emails I get, you're just like we had a Hutchies, we're doing fixing these taps at one of the Hutchies jobs, and there was something like 300 taps we had to get, like, go in. We're not the plumbers doing the work, we just got to go and replace these, fix these and test these taps. Some of these emails are like, and me being dyslexic, I've copied and pasted, and I'm still listening to it 10 minutes later.
Is that how you do it? Is it so you copy and paste and
then just copy it, and then paste it, and then hit speak, and it speaks it to me.
Oh, that'd be draining.
So and it's quick.
Still pretty
Sorry.
Maybe I need to start doing that.
And I just think to myself, like, I understand that they got to cover their ass and they got to put everything down, but it's like, I rang one of the guys I was working for. I said, "Do you want me to reply to this, or do you just want me to go to site and start fixing it, and you can let your guys reply to it?"
Yeah.
And he goes, "Yeah, mate, just send your voice to site. I'll send the email." He goes, "Tell me what you want me to say." So I said something back quickly to him. Then he writes this big email back, and then when I spoke to him that afternoon, because he's from the tap company, he's like, "Yeah, I spent all day writing that email back." What a waste of a day! Like, I'd already fixed the problem.
Yeah. So that's interesting, that dyslexia, because like I said, my daughter has it.
How old is she?
9.
Yeah. And how do you know?
It's pretty obvious.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, it's really strange because there's not an actual. We haven't been through the avenue of doing that, but you can just tell. Yeah. Even to this day, Jono, Jono, the J's backwards every time. And she brings something like a little card she's wrote me or something that says J. I'm like, sweetheart. She's like, "Oh, I get it." She'll go back and change it, and she doesn't care when it's me. Yeah. But when she gets time to slow down, and actually write it correctly, she's far better. In a rush, but it's funny.
But it's funny you say that, because my father-in-law's also dyslexic, and he runs a multi-million-dollar business, and we talk a lot of stuff, like business stuff like that, and he said it's funny, mate, your brain works so fast that your hands, you just can't keep up. You've already moved on. And he goes, you watch some doctors that will do it, and they do the same thing. But if you stop,
writing's too slow.
It's too. I haven't got time for this. I'm out. But if you stopped, and if I did now, if I stopped and went,
so you could write a paragraph successfully. If I said to you, "Life or death, write this paragraph," you'd be able to write it.
But I would spell it how it sounded. Now I know, because
so you pretty is it yours quite? Because I know there's different
levels.
Is yours quite drastic?
It's not as bad. The older I get, the better I get.
Oh yeah, right.
Because I remember stuff. But phone to me would be FONE.
Yeah.
Why put P and a H? Why have 2 letters when you already have an F?
Like, what's that font? Is it the phonics system?
Yeah. Like, I could never. You have an F. Why put a P and H to make? You already have that.
Make a good point.
Like, that's just fucking stupid. Like,
maybe I might start changing.
And I remember,
if we stick together.
Yeah, we got it.
Yeah, we got it.
And if I put stuff on social media, like my missus got on the other day and put a thing on about dyslexia, because I'd put something on my post and everyone has to comment. Everyone has to spell it or redo this. And
with the asterisk, where you're like, "Oh, thank you."
Didn't you mean?
Yeah.
Did you understand what I mean?
Yeah.
Yes. So the English language was invented to communicate? Yes. Did we not communicate successfully? Yes. Well, fuck off.
Yeah.
But it's just, I know no different. Before NavMans came out, you'd have a Refidex.
Yeah.
So you'd read where you'd have to go. I would have to find a street that I could spell or read. Say, oh yeah, it's Train Street. Okay, Train Street. And I want to go to this one. This one's PHFPASS. Yep, that's right. Okay, so I'll find Train Street and I'll count 18 streets and turn right.
Really?
So I look for, there's Train Street 1, 2, and I'd count my own each street.
So it's amazing how you just adapt.
You just find a way. No different.
Yeah.
Like, I know it would be. I did my year. I left halfway through 11, but when I did my exam, I topped English. Everyone got the shits because I topped English, which is fair enough to them. Why should I top English when I can't read and write? But I had a read and write for my English exams.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So my spelling was all correct, my punctuation was all correct.
Yeah.
But what I found through year 10 and halfway through year 11 before I quit was having a reader and writer taught me to read body language. Because if you're reading me an exam, you wouldn't go, the black cat jumped over the fence. Was the cat blue, red, or black? Like, you wouldn't just read it out like that. You'd actually read it, but you'd go, was it a blue? You would try and figure that question out yourself.
Yeah.
Because you're not just talking it. Your brain comprehends it itself. So if I didn't know the answer, I'll just watch your body language.
Yeah.
And it will give away every time.
You hack the system. Nice.
So that's, to be honest,
I'm gonna start making notes for my daughter. Here's what we've got to do.
But you'll find she'll find strengths in other areas.
Yeah.
And I go to I don't like food. I'm not a foodie person.
Yeah.
And I think a lot. If I eat something, I go, oh fuck, that was really good. But I find I'm not a foodie person and I still do it to this day. I can't read menus, especially at fancy restaurants when I don't even know what the.
I don't think anyone can read menus at fancy restaurants.
Like, what the hell's that?
Yeah.
Lingual what?
Yeah.
So I'd order what someone else was eating.
Yeah. So you pointed out, so
like,
that looks really good. Yeah.
I remember when I was really young, I went on this date with this chick and she ordered a salad and I just ordered, I'll just have what she's having. And she was all excited because I was a vegetarian. I was like, motherfucker.
I've made my
delicious.
Yeah.
Because I was, it wasn't something you wanted to highlight. I'll go to a restaurant now, my wife will go, what do you want, Matt? And she'll just go, the burger, nachos, da-da-da. I was like, I'll just get that.
Yeah.
Like, we're a team. She knows it instant, so it's fine.
You
adapt. And I'm old enough now, to be honest, I don't really care. Like, clients will ring me. I'll just say, can you just, what's your address again? Can you just spell it? And I've had some go, I told ya.
I realise that. Yeah.
All right. And I'll make my way there and I'll just feel like charging them through the roof.
Yeah.
Because you think you're an asshole.
Yeah.
Like, I just asked you how to spell your street.
Yeah.
How hard is it?
Just go, it's a bit muffled. Yeah. You're not the bad line.
Text.
Yeah.
I'm just driving at the moment. Do you mind just texting it through to me?
Yeah.
Copy paste.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming.
There's ways of, and I find also, like you said, you get strengths in other ways. Like my daughter's she'll watch you a lot. She takes it all in. So I feel like she has to
play the games with it. What worked well for me is, when they'd have those kids games where they'd have a heap of stuff on a table and put a blanket over it, and then take one of the things away and then pull it out and you'd have to remember what was taken away.
Yeah.
Stuff like that I would kill it at. And it made me really good in, I'm terrible if I follow a nav man somewhere, I'm terrible. I won't know how to get back there.
Yeah.
But if I watch how I get there, if I have to study how I get there, I'll get back there every time.
Use points of reference.
Yeah. And I can see, same when I was learning plumbing, like I could see, as you know, with plumbing, you'll start doing some drainage or stack or pipe work. You've got to visually see which way you're going before you even start.
Yeah. Visualize
and it worked well for me.
Yeah, so it's not, and especially with all the technology they have nowadays, it's becoming easier and easier to. Richard Branson, he's even a dyslexic, isn't he? Richard Branson. There's there's all these famous people that say,
it's funny you say that because I was speaking to my mum and she was looking at the new house and she's like you've made, like in her, not you've made it, but in her head she's like,
it's a nice place. Like,
I remember, when you're going through school and what are you going to do? And now look at where you are. Like, this is amazing. And I was like, well, it's a bit hard because you either make nothing of yourself or everyone goes, don't worry, Richard Branson's dyslexic.
Yeah.
All right, fuck, I'll go buy some planes.
Yeah. That's like one of my family members got told they were going to be a millionaire at 20 something. That's the last thing you should have told them.
That's a lot of pressure.
I was like, bloke's going to sit there and 6 months now, and 6 months I'm going to be a millionaire. I just cannot wait.
Should be here soon.
They forgot the labour pains that came with it. It's like, okay, well, righto, mate.
Oh, 100%.
I know it's scary, but that's impressive. I look at it a little bit differently because I get nervous for the social side of things.
Yep.
Like kids can be cruel, really, really cruel, and you don't want to. It's cause any pain on them. Like you don't want to be like I don't want to be made fun of. I don't want things like that. That hurts.
I think it's funny you say that though. Like I agree totally, and that was one of my biggest worries for my kids is to be dyslexic. And we have this. We highlight this fact about kids bullying and all this sort of stuff, which I think is huge to obviously eradicate the best we can. But you look on social media and you look at half their parents are absolute pork chops doing the same thing.
Yeah.
Like,
The comments they leave. And
I posted. I did a tool review and I sent it to the office and then I rang them. I said, "Shit, don't send it. I'm wearing no safety gear. Don't send it. I'll redo it." I just did it, and then I watched the video. I'm going to get sued. Yeah. Well, already by the time I hit revoke, it was already out there.
Yeah.
Oh, the comments. Look at this dumb plumber. What a fucking cowboy. Shut the site down. What a wanker. I'd sack him the first minute. This guy's a dickhead.
Really?
And I sat there and read it, and I was like, in two minds. There's part of the male in me went, I'll punch in the fucking jaw. But on the same token, I was like, well, who has time to write that?
Yeah.
Like in your world, like I set time apart for that because it's part of my work now.
Yep.
But who really has time to write that? Like, and and these comments just feed off each other.
Yeah.
And it's like, these were full-blown adults with kids because I looked on some of their pages. I'm like, you have a kid, man.
Yeah.
Like, what would you do if your daughter or your kid went and said that to another kid? Would you pat them on the back and say, yeah, that's how you treat people?
Yeah.
And I mean, I know in their head they're probably like, oh, I didn't mean it.
Still there.
I didn't mean to rob a bank, but I'm still going to jail for it.
Like, still there for everybody to read. And,
and my wife said to me, how do you take that? Like, because that one was my first feeling of hate, I guess.
Yeah.
And coming back to what I said before, I like people to like me. I was like, oh, shit, that's not very nice. And I had to really then step back and put my business hat on and go, you know what? You stay here. Yeah. I'll keep heading this way.
Yeah. I get petty. I'll go through all his photos and try and find something wrong. I'm like, barbecuing without safety glasses, pal. Well, is that what we're going to do?
I was going to do another tool review on my whippersnipper and be my full motorbike leathers. Yeah. Safety first.
Yeah. They're always there, and that's part of the disconnect I have with it a little bit. Social media, I like to be just back and watching.
Yeah.
I guess maybe it's a little bit of insecurity, not wanting to put too much out. Like I never film myself doing it.
Yeah.
I don't.
I've started to do the filming because that's sort of where my job's led.
I never release anything because I look at it and go, oh, get rid of that.
So do I, but what I do is a lot of it I'll send to my wife and say, look at this, she said it's fine.
Yeah.
And it would be like you listening to yourself talk now, not doing a podcast because you're like, oh, geez, I sound like shit.
I don't like it. I don't like it at all.
But you do it, and now you would listen to this podcast or another one with you in it, and you're just used to it.
Yeah.
You know, it just becomes it's same. I was talking to Mad Brad, and we were talking about. He goes, mate, just talk to your phone like it's your best mate. Just don't even worry about it. He goes,
he's pretty. Yeah, I mean, he's across it, isn't he? He's pretty.
He's onto it, and he's. I think I'd like to sit down and chat to him on the down. I don't know if he has downtime. You know what I mean? Like he's always seems like he's go.
I'm sure it's there.
But because the bathroom reno we're doing at home, they came and filmed.
Yep.
Like the renovation and the stuff.
Right, yep.
We're using a lot of their tools and stuff, and he was go all day. But still, you can sit down and chat to him. I think he's a great guy.
He must crash. He must crash at night.
A lot of anyone. I guess it's you. Not a persona, but you work this room or what works for you, and then you just sort of keep going at it.
He's able to put it. He's been able to.
Well, he's come off
monetize it, I suppose, 100%. And he's been able to.
He's come off. He was an operator. He's come off being an operator into an office job, and which still gets him out doing stuff like that. Came to our place. They go to the footy matches.
Yeah.
And if you look at it, I bet when he started operating, his job didn't even exist.
Mm. Yeah.
You know, right. How do you? I might do this job. Oh, it doesn't exist. I'll just wait around for 10 years.
And that's quite inspiring in the sense that do something that makes you happy and you like doing. Create content, create what you think, and you just want to see people laugh. That's awesome. And now he's been able to make it into a job. I mean,
awesome.
How cool is that?
Yeah, I think it's great. And
something to aspire to. Like that's what I said to my other daughter leaving school. Kept going through saying, how much does this job pay? How much does this job pay?
Don't worry about it.
And I said to her, sit down. What's with this money? And the school had said that it was pushing them so hard. You've got to have a career when you leave school. You've got to have a career. I said, do whatever you want.
Yeah.
I said, go work at a cafe, work at a bar. Try everything so you know what you don't want to do.
Yeah.
And try everything you do want to do. Go down that angle and just chase it. If it pays nothing,
don't worry about it.
Find something that'll help you pay for that thing that you're passionate about.
Yeah.
You know, and that's a little bit while we're here, you know.
Oh.
Find something you're passionate about. Find something what you want to do, and you'll move towards that.
Yeah.
But if you're going to worry about money, you'll never do any of your passion. You'll do something, you know. I should say something to her. Go and learn how to be an engineer and design bridges. If you don't want to do it, it doesn't matter, but it pays well.
Yeah, yeah. And it's funny you say that because I got into I didn't start my apprenticeship till I was 26, and then it was shit money.
Yeah,
it was shit money for 4 years, and then even as a licensed plumber, like I pay my tradies $30 to $32.50 an hour, but awards 27 or 26 something.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So it's still not that good of money, unless you have a business and you take that on board. Now I don't love plumbing. I got into it because I wanted a trade after being in the PT industry. I got the trade. I liked working with people. That's why I don't do commercial. I like going to Ma and Pa's houses. I like having lots of different jobs in a day, so I'm not feeling like I'm locked in. Yes, it sort of sucks sometimes because the day blows out. Yeah. But the more I do it, the more I realise now I like having a business hat on and running a business, not being a plumber.
Yeah.
And
I'm a little bit in the same.
That's where I've got to learn to now take that next step and go, okay, I'm not touching a tool now unless I have to, or unless it's just the after hours I'll go do. Yeah, I need to really drive the business from here. Yeah, because it is so hard, as you would know, to be on the phone full time, tools full time, running guys full time.
And if you're passionate about that portion of it, that'll show through too.
Oh, 100%.
Because I'm sure sometimes, like, if I have to do another bathroom, I'll come home and I'll tell, I did a nice one today. And my wife, she goes, "Where's the photos?" I said, "I don't take photos." Yeah. As soon as I walked out that door, I just go. I do not care. Yeah. And I identified that was a bad position to be in. Yeah. I thought I don't care enough here.
Oh, you could send them this way.
Oh, cool. Now I've got other guys to do it.
But that's right. Now I am passionate again now for the bathrooms because I'm not in there doing it. Yeah. I'm still setting it up with the guys, but
like a consultation, like you get to meet the people.
I get to be the boss.
Yeah, figure out what their plans are.
Design it,
materialize what they've got in their mind, and that's really that I can see that'll be a fulfilling avenue to be down.
That I enjoy.
So how did you start?
Well, what I did first.
No, you're safe with me. Safe with everybody in here.
There's, to be honest though, I know that's every part of my business says to be on that stuff, but to be perfectly honest, the guy from the Gold Coast Plumbing Company, I speak to him all the time. Well, not all the time. I speak to him a lot, and he's given me heaps of great advice. And we have two businesses that are side by side that chase the same work, that do we're constantly doing this all day, but he's awesome. Like, he'll go, I'll show you how I do this, or this is what we bill, or this is our billing schedule, or this is how we created this, or and in his train of thought as well as mine, there's plenty of work for us.
That's what I was going to say. And that's the same with that social media thing. There's plenty of work to go around. You have to get greedy with it. Yeah. As long as our phones start ringing,
that's right. Ringing. That's right. As long as it's also, and as long as everyone is honestly, genuinely happy for the other person. Like, I'll ring him and be like, "Hey mate, I'm not working this weekend," and I'll just send all my after hour stuff to him. Yeah. And they'll just go to his boys because I can't. I won't say I'm not working. I said, we're all full this weekend. Call this guy.
You've turned the boat off.
Sorry, what? Guys. Because I get to the point now too where we'd jump in the boat and we'd be starting to go, and my wife would turn around and drop me off, and they'd go out in the boat and I'd go work. Yeah. You know what I mean? And because in my head I'm like, work. Yeah. What sort of life's that? You got a $70,000 boat you're not out on. Everyone else is out and having fun, and you're going and unblock some toilets to pay for that bad boy. Yeah. Something's wrong about this picture.
It gets to like 6 or 7 o'clock at night, and if my phone rings, you hear my kids go, "No." Yeah. Or we'll be heading out to go do something. No. Yeah. Relax. It might not be. Yeah. It just could just be a concerned person. Could be a friend.
Looking after my welfare.
Yeah, it could be a friend. Could be someone else ringing asking how I am. You don't know. But get on there.
But that's why, to be honest, a lot of it now I like to have good subbies. Yeah. Or other people like yourself, obviously this is the first time we've actually met, but other people like yourself that I could ring and go, hey mate, I'm not going to work this weekend, or I can't get here. Have you got one of your boys on? Can you guys go do it and you just bill direct? You know what I mean? Like, maybe that's an avenue we can go down where you get a group of who's working this weekend, and we're like, we'll go all on, and everyone just pulls it all. Yeah, like, and just goes, you take the take from that. You might win one week, I'll win the next week, whatever. It's not a stupid idea. You know what I mean? And the thing is, though, the hardest thing is pump the marketing. All right, guys. Someone just gets killed for that weekend, and you just, this poor fool's going to have, it's just going to be. Well, I got some ideas around that, but we'll chat later. Yeah. But no, I think a lot of it in that respect is good. There's enough work for everybody. Yeah. We're lucky we're in a trade, like it or don't like it, that can generate good money. Yeah. But you have to be smart about it, and you have to, like you said, when you sit down and break down what you're billing and what you're making and what actually you have in your hand at the end of the day, it's not what everyone thinks it is. No. No. And like a lot of my mates go, I wish I made what a plumber made. And I said, I wish I made what you think I make. Yeah. That'd be great. Or a lot of mates go, oh, geez, you're so lucky. Or a lot of people see the cars wrapped and our Instagram and the boat and the new house, and I wish I had what you had. Oh, you're so lucky. Luck. Yeah. It's a luck get up at 4 o'clock in the morning. Yeah. Geez, I wish I could work a little bit harder so I could keep getting lucky. Yeah. Like, harder you work, the luckier you get. It's crazy. And that's honestly, I sit down and I was talking to a mate and he said something, and my wife piped in and I said, no, Matt does it 60 to 80 hours a week, every week. Yeah. He's like, nah. She's like, no. Like, if he's not on the phone, billing, chasing invoices, not in the office, on the tools, like, that's what he's... If you sit down and take all the hours, when he's not working on the business, it's the other side of the 60 or 80. Yeah. I'm like, that's crazy. I'm like, that's why I can buy that. But that's what's required. Like... But it's not even monetary wise, it's what has to happen. Because if you don't spend that time, like I've done weekends where I've literally haven't gone near the computer. Yeah. And I pay for it. Yeah. Man, I pay for it, and I'm like, I'm never doing this again. I can't. If I don't spend that time, it just snowballs, and this goes out, this, and that's when I struggle. Yeah. That's when, like, mentally I start to. I do too. I just go like this. I don't know about selling that one. Yeah, that'll do. Yeah, and like, well, not even that. Just I start getting into a bit of a rut. Yeah. I'll start getting depressed about a few things. Like, I'll start being frustrated, and I'll be like, I don't want to bother with this shit. Yeah. Instead of saying to myself, well, you enjoyed that weekend, remember? And we do. My wife does a lot of our billing work, and we get into the point where once the reno and everything's finished, we probably need to put an office girl on full time. But it's, and even my wife goes, businesses that turn over what we've been turning over for the last 3 years have staff, Matt. Yeah. They have office staff. Yeah, they have people in an office. She goes, I'm still sitting here, 6 months ago breastfeeding, typing up invoices while there are other kids painting the bloody walls. Right. Like, it looks like bloody Vietnam in there. But again, I suppose that's another double-edged sword, because you're back to that re-employment phase where you go, well, this person literally is not making any money. Yeah. Like, that's all outgoing. Yeah. That person is 100% outgoing. Yeah. And so that's why we're looking at options that she just does the office and we get a cleaner in or a babysitter. Yeah. Because I know people go, oh, you want a babysitter? Yeah, but my wife knows the office. Yeah. Why reinvent the wheel? And we can sort of go down this avenue. But it's good that we got her in the office and part of it, because now it's, for the last 3 years, it's our business. Yeah. Whereas before, I started it when we were pregnant. She didn't want me to start a business. So I was like, yeah, good one. You're going to go start a business. We got a house, a kid on the way. Yeah. Like, are you a lunatic? I'll be right. Pressure builds diamonds, though. You got to put yourself under the microscope. And, it paid off, but in saying that, the first 2 years was all in. Yeah. Like, and even my mates go, well, we really don't see you anymore. And I say, well, to be honest, my good mates, they get it. Oh, yeah. They're like, sweet, bro, I'll see you when I see you. Yeah. I know you're busy. I understand. And that's it. I understand what you're trying to do. Yeah, and they get it, but the guys that aren't like that, they're like, oh, you don't really see us anymore, you don't do this, or dude, you don't call me either.
Yeah.
Like, I'm working, like, I'm sorry.
I'm trying to listen to messages. I'm trying to decipher what you have to say.
Yeah. She reads, but it's so fast.
Yeah, Siri wasn't too keen on replying to you, so I can't say
you
much
didn't.
about that.
You didn't.
Yeah, that's it. But yeah, big time. That's precious. It's precious and everything that comes with it. But like you said, put yourself in that position to.
And there's no
create, the good.
There's no right or wrong. There's try something, go, well, that worked, or could have changed that, or could do this better, or and even with pricing, like one of my boys has gone out on his own, and we quoted on the same job, and we didn't know we quoted on the same job. We just both went to the job and quoted it, and then I rang him and said, "Oh, next week can you do this?" He goes, "Oh no, I've got to go do this medical centre stuff," and I was like, "Such and such address." He goes, "Yeah." I said, "Oh, I wouldn't quote that." He goes, "Oh, really? What did you quote?" And I was like, "Oh, like 12.5 grand."
Yeah.
He goes, "Oh shit." I was like, "Why?" He goes, "I won." I said, "What did you quote?" He goes, 3. I was like, "What about?" I said, "Hey, how are you going to do it for the 3?" He goes, "What do you mean?" I said, "What about this?" He's like,
I just pulled the pin. Do you want the job?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, his overheads are a lot less, but he's still
not 9
come out hurting. Yeah. And when I was speaking to him, he said, "Oh, maybe we should talk more in these situations." I said, "Look, I'll always tell you what I'll quote for stuff." I said, I'm not shy about. You need to understand what stuff's worth.
Yeah.
And you've made the mistake in what I used to do is you look at something and go, that'll take me 2 hours. When realistically, it's probably going to take 4.
And also, it might not be you doing it because you're not doing it.
That's right.
Why, yeah.
And then once I got that down pat and started employing people, I'd be like, okay, 4 hours. All of a sudden, it's 6.
Yeah.
What the hell did you do with your last 3 hours?
Yeah.
Look, I sent one of my guys the other day to put in a toilet, a vanity, and a shower, and it's 9.5 hours. And like a new guy that lasted a week, and then he moved on real quick. Because he was a commercial guy. He's like, "What's wrong with that?" And I'm like,
everything.
What's right about it? Like, and I broke it down with him. I said, hour for the toilet. It was in more system. All you had to do was put the pen in.
Yeah.
Hour for the shower. That's super generous.
Yeah, that's very.
Let's say 2 hours for the wall hung basin that was already hung and the tap out the wall. So you got to do is put the trap on.
Oh dear.
So I'm being super generous on. We're at 4 hours. You're on site for 9.5.
Yeah, and because then when you're business owner, you look at it and you go, "Oh, I'm allowed 2 for that," and I'll be out of there and I'll stress when I'm 2.5, and then I'm gone. And
100%.
Yeah.
100. Oh, okay.
And again, you go back to that. Then it's not their thing.
Exactly.
And he probably sees he's been given that job for the day. Well, I will take that day for that job.
And the vanity was like this.
Yeah.
To boot.
Yeah. That's not the one that did the granite ones, was it?
What's that?
That's not the one where they cut
Nah.
Yeah.
No, that was my apprentice, poor bugger.
I don't know. And that's another difficult thing too as apprentices.
How many guys you got on?
2.
Apprentice or full blown?
Full blown. 2 full blowns.
3 full blowns.
Well.
2.5.
I'm about a quarter at the moment. That's how I feel, at least. Production wise, but I like it.
Yeah.
I do, because it's enough to warrant a good workload.
Yes.
Probably next stage is an apprentice.
Yeah. We just put another apprentice on our first year, and to be honest, the only reason I put him on is because my wife convinced me to put him on, because he came to do work experience with it and he was good.
Yeah.
He was clean, tidy, polite, had his shit together, and we have a lot to work experience as kids come through, because I try and do the right thing.
Do the right thing and take them, yeah.
Honestly, I'll probably have at some points 1 a month. And he's the only one that's I've kind of made a job for.
Yeah.
Because I think I'm investing in 4 years.
Used to be, I don't know when you did your apprenticeship, but they weren't overly difficult to get.
I was a bit older.
Maybe I'm wrong. But
at the moment, I get... Oh, you would too. That many resumes a week. It's crazy.
Yeah.
And phone calls from kids looking for apprenticeships. But the problem is, pardon the pun, they don't fucking want them.
Well, they get the phone calls, and it's a script.
Yeah.
Saying to me, and I said this to the last lady who was facilitating
Hi,
them.
my name's George.
Yeah, my name is
I'm
George.
from
And I really like
college.
the look of your business. And I'm from like, righto, pal. And you can see the thread. I said to them, do you know what you'd be better getting your boys to do? Hang outside a servo. Hang outside a servo where you know plumbers are.
Yeah.
So wait till they're filling up their car. You got them there stuck for 2 minutes.
Yeah. Go speak to them.
Speak to them. Walk over to them. Introduce them. Because I don't know who you are over the phone.
Yeah.
I can't. And if you get a meeting, then you know you're one step, but very rarely you're going to book that. But you've got 2 minutes to corner me. I can't go anywhere.
Yeah.
I'm filling up the car. Like I can't be on my phone because they'll tell me off like they always do.
Yeah.
So you're in the white, you're off the phone on the
Flush plumbing.
Off the vet.
I see that earpiece.
Yeah. But they cornered. I said, and speak to me.
Yeah.
Come and speak to me because I'll find out pretty quickly in 2 minutes whether you're someone that can hold a conversation or you got your shit together to an extent.
I said that same thing to Bo today. I think he rang you too about putting someone on.
Yeah.
And I said, just FaceTime him.
Yeah, it's a good idea. Yeah.
He's like, what do you mean? I said, at least you can see him.
Yeah.
You can see what he's about, and if you can hold a conversation face to face.
Yep.
And then you can just go yes or no.
Then go on Facebook. Look on Facebook straight away.
100%.
Word to the wise people.
100%. There's that thing.
Tidy that thing up.
There was a thing the other day that chick tried to sue or something because she didn't get the job because they looked at her Facebook. Did you see that on the news?
No.
Like 6 months ago.
I don't watch the news, mate. I'm busy in the office.
And there was a thing on the news, and she'd applied for this job and didn't get it because they looked at her Facebook profile.
Yeah.
But the chick that obviously said no didn't hang up the phone properly.
Oh,
and so she's then slammed her like...
Yeah.
Well, I slammed her.
I believe you, yeah.
And then she's turned around and tried to sue them because she shouldn't be judged on what her Facebook is. But that's you. But that's the real you.
Yeah,
like, what you show me... Like when I put guys on, I don't give them a 3 month trial. I give them a 4 or 5 or a 6 month trial. Anyone can hold their shit together for 3 months. Yeah. Do you want a job? Yeah. Or do you want a 3 month contract? Yeah. I'll give you a 3 month contract.
Yeah.
Or do you want a job? Like, if I look at your Facebook, I know exactly what you like. Yeah. And we're all human. Like, I get it.
You look past the ones with their skull and beers and that. You go, they have a good fun. That's cool. But if some of the things you need to. Yeah. Like cringe and stuff, I probably would have said.
Yeah, you know, just wind it in.
8 or 9 years ago. This little know-it-all that gets in there, you want to do it. But I always read through those and you look and think, oh man, this maybe not.
Yeah, well, I mean, the young guy that one of my apprentices, my 3rd year, I said to him, he blew through a set of lights, and I got a phone call from the general public saying there was a dark man driving a ute with his hand hanging out and waving all around, and I rang him and I was like, Brad, and he's like, well, I said, you just remember you're representing me. Yeah. Like, at the end of the day, if I get another phone call like that, right, wrong, or indifferent, pack your bag. Because they're not calling me because you looked cute. They're calling me because they're upset. Yeah. So it's
like, the exact same thing. It's like I worked too long and too hard to have this phone number to represent. Yeah. You know, like, and I mean, I probably drive around like a peanut. In fact, I got told off the other day by a member of the general public too.
General public.
Yeah. She threw me under the bus a little bit on a certain Facebook site.
Oh, really?
Yeah, big time.
I got slammed on our Facebook.
I was in a rush. Yeah. But I wasn't being silly.
Yeah.
And my argument to her was, you shouldn't be texting while driving, when she sent me the message. And anyway, I won't go any more into it, but
I got absolutely slammed on Facebook one time by an unhappy client, and I ended up ringing him and just saying, your wife's gone on and absolutely slammed my business. Should I send all the messages, the text and the invoice and post it all so they can actually see really what happened? Yeah. Oh. I said, if you're putting it out there, like, I'm not going to fight with you. Yeah. So I just wrote something very politically correct back. Yeah. And then it just gets filtered out within 3 or 4 messages anyway. But who honestly has the time?
Well, yeah. They feel like they've been wronged and they think, oh, man, well, like, everybody know this. It's like,
but like you said, she was texting drivers. So what happens when she then runs someone over? Yeah. Oh, it was Flush Plumbing's fault.
Oh, I'm struggling. No, it's good, man. It's good. Well, brother.
Too easy.
Thanks for coming in.
No, thank you for having me. I appreciate it. Appreciate it.
That, Mike. We'll sure to have you back in again when we get some tradies in with some like-minded individuals. And
it's
always good getting another insight.
I'll word Mad Bradley up.
Yeah, tell him to come in. I've got a few things to say to him. Not bad. I've got a few questions for him.
Well, once we get the house sorted too, I'm going to put a plumber's thing on and put the boat in. All the boys can bring their staff around and we'll have a couple of suds.
Give what you wish for.
Well, that's what I said to my missus. I said, once it's all done, I want to...
Yeah.
Because there's that many of us on social media. Like, I hadn't met you before.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I plumb. I've never actually met him.
Yeah.
You know, I've never... I could walk past him in the street and go, I know him. I know him.
Yeah, looks familiar.
But it wouldn't...
He's probably spoken a ton of times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I said, the only thing is, I said, I don't want to be like, here's my backyard.
Yeah.
I said, so maybe we don't have, maybe we just go somewhere else.
Meet at a neutral location first.
Just come down the park, guys.
Everyone meet at Roost and Rang on
the 27th.
Yeah, exactly. No, mate, we'll certainly do it.
All right, brother. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Yeah, the boys.